Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, you may start.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And, one thing I love about events like this and you making the decision to be here and watch is, you have to show up. Some of the greatest things I've learned are from events like this. Now, here in the United States, this event's been going on all night, and I was supposed to speak. I'm in California right now, and I was supposed to speak at 6 o'clock this morning. That's what time it is here now. And so I got up early to make sure I could watch some of the speakers. So haven't had a lot of sleep the last 2 nights trying to watch all of this incredible information. And I know a lot of you in Asia, it's been happening all day long, but I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that you're wanting to learn and wanting to change, and I love this industry. I love this business. I love what we do, but I have to tell you, it wasn't always that way. There's been so many great speakers. And I think one of the things that you can start to glean or get from a lot of these speakers is not all of us had success the very first time we tried this. In fact, for myself, I loved hearing Jared's story. 6 years to make 100 grand. And I remember almost 2 years into my career, I had not made more than $800 in 1 month. I definitely wasn't having a ton of success. I'd had success in other businesses, but one thing that happened for me when I came into network marketing was I was definitely not coachable and teachable. There were a lot of things I didn't want to do or I didn't like about the industry. And what I'll tell you is once I realized it wasn't that I didn't like them, it's that I hadn't taken the time to understand them. And I'm telling you, there's some things that maybe you're doing that are slowing your business down or hampering or impeding where you want to go. And one of the things that we all do that is just so important, you've heard almost every single speaker that I've listened to at one point has mentioned your why. And I'll tell you, there's a quote that I love, and it says that riches begin in the form of thought. The amount is limited only by the person in whose mind the thought is put into motion. Faith removes limitations. Think about that, right? Riches or whatever it is that you want out of life is only limited by ourselves. This is something that I absolutely love teaching, training, and talking about. Why? Because it reminds me every day of how important it is that each one of us increase our thoughts. Now, I'll tell you, with all of the chaos in the world today, all of the craziness that's going on, I've decided a long time ago to stop looking at the noise. I want to focus my thoughts and energy on positive things, on loving things, on being kind, on helping others. Now, I got to challenge you. If you're one of the people right now that is so caught up in all of the things that are happening, whether political or, no matter where you are in the world, ask yourself the question, where can I make the biggest impact? Where can I make the biggest impact? Building my business and pouring positive energy into myself and to other people, or into the negativity that's happening right now and being part of that. So I challenge all of you to make a decision today to pick to love, to pick to be positive. One thing I love about our industry and now, this event, and you guys, thank you so much for putting this on, but we're all connected, right? Can you feel the energy from each speaker? We're all over the world. Everyone's sitting at their home or their office or watching on their phone. Maybe you're in the car right now trying to listen, but every one of us is connected. And I think that is so very powerful for all of us to understand. And that means we're called to elevate our energy. We're called to use the law of attraction to attract beautiful and wonderful things in abundance into our lives, and not fear, not anger, not hate, for sure. And I don't care where you're from. I don't care what your background or history is. If you're in this industry and you're doing good things and you're trying to change lives, we are definitely brothers and sisters, and we want you to win. We need more people that have good hearts and good intentions, that have more money to go do amazing things in the world. Now, there's a lot of things in this world that you can get good at. Don't let being broke one of them. One of my buddies, Cedric Harris, said that. He said, I've heard him say it before. He just put it on his Facebook again recently, but there's a lot of things in the world you can be good at. Don't let being broke one of them. My life changed the day that I finally truly believed and started to act like thoughts are things. If you haven't read the book, Think and Grow Rich, I absolutely recommend it. But the first sentence, the first line in the book, once you get to chapter 1, says thoughts are things. And he goes on through the entire book to talk about what that means. And I want you to think about this. Where do you live right now? Your house, the building you're in. Maybe you're in a hotel right now. Where you are right now, didn't it used to just be dirt or a piece of ground? And somebody had the idea, maybe it was you, that said, I see that piece of land and I have a vision for what I want to erect, what I want to construct and build. I have a vision and I'm going to put that there. From now on, when you drive around your city, when you drive around your town, I want you to start noticing. I'm going to trigger your reticular activator right now. I want you to start noticing new buildings going up. I want you to start noticing old buildings that are being rebuilt. I want you to start noticing things that are changing. And the abundance mentality that you need to have is you need to be happy and excited. And this helps you attract, right? But happy and excited that you're seeing new things being built. Why? Because that means that somebody out there believes that there would be that thing there someday. Now, my question for all of you is, why are you here? Why are you watching this? Now, some of you have already started to put this into practice and you're seeing it working. You're seeing that thoughts are things, that if we create a vision and we cast it out there and we grow that vision, right? And as it grows, we start to reap the harvest. We start to get the rewards from the vision and the actions that we took, right? Now, I have to tell you, as I go around this industry and either coach and teach or build teams of my own, and I've done this myself, but I find so many people, even top leaders, that I say, show me your written down why, show me your written down goals, and show me your written down names list. Now think about it. In almost every company in our industry, these are the 3 first things that we teach people. Define their why. Why are you doing this? Even if it's something small. Set some goals. What are you going to do in the first 30, 60, 90 days? And then make a list of people or contacts. And even with social media, I'm kind of old school, but I still make a list of people that I'm meeting on social media. You know, Rob Sperry did such a great job talking about how to turn cold contacts into people that you're closing, people that you're signing up. What an amazing training, right? The way that you put that into practice, though, is really get organized, really get focused. So my first question for you is, if you don't have a written down why, that if I were to come and meet you right now and we were to have a conversation and I said, hey, show me your written down why, could you pull that out and could you show it? Now, second, with your why, is it something you look at and read every day? And I have to tell you, you know, there's times in my life where I can look back, you know, even in the last year, where I went a couple of months at a time not doing something that I teach, which is reading my why twice a day. First thing when I wake up and right before I go to bed, reading my why and visualizing and thinking about it and taking time to, you know, start to see it happen, right? You know, if you want to build a team of 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people, you got to start to visualize it. You got to start to visualize changing lives all over the world and what that's going to mean. So let me ask you this. What's holding you back? What's holding you back? And I can tell you one of the things that holds us back, and I want everyone to do this right now, please. Do this exercise with me. Turn your head all the way around. Don't turn your shoulders. Turn your head as far as you can, looking backwards. I mean, go as far as you can till it hurts, right? Why would we do that? And this is one of the things that holds us back, every single one of us, because faith is evidence of things that we haven't seen, right? Faith is believing something's going to happen. And what happens in our brain is we can only think about the past. So when we see a current situation where we want to make more money, or we want to do better, or we want to build a bigger team, our little protector here, our brain says, well, last time you said that, it didn't work out. Last time you said that, it didn't happen. And think about it. When you turn your head like this, isn't that uncomfortable? Doesn't it hurt? Right? Why would we do that to ourselves? Why would we? I love looking back and learning. I love looking back and looking at it in a positive light. But all of us have things that we're embarrassed of. All of us have things that we wouldn't want other people to know. And my challenge to you today is to leave all of that in the past and help other people leave it in the past as well. You know, I'm not a fan of snakes, and I love this story, but for the sake of a visual, you know, a snake came into contact with something harmful. It hurt the snake. And because of that, the snake wraps around it, trying to hurt it back. Hurting the thing that hurt the snake kills the snake. And I have to tell you that resentment, retaliation, refusal, retribution, looking back, right? Trying to make other people pay for things that they've done. Any of that energy only does damage to yourself, not damage to other people. And I challenge you today to not only forgive yourself and move forward, but forgive other people. There's probably people on your team. Maybe there's people in your upline. Maybe there's somebody at the company that you feel like did something to you that hurt you. And I want you to, if you have that situation happening, look at your business right now. Ever since that happened, is your business going up or down? Is your belief going up or down? Now remember, we are the controllers of our destiny. We, each one of us, get to pick if we're going to put positive energy and positive love and then reap positive results. So just like the snake, you know, sometimes we have to learn to unwind all of that pain, all of that hate, all of that anger, and just let it go. Now, real quick story, you know, when I was growing up, people used to say, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I actually wanted to be a teacher and a coach. And as I got older and got to the place where, you know, I was going to start going to school and do that, I really started looking at the lifestyle of a teacher and a coach, where they live, what kind of car they drive. You know, one of the teachers I used to love and thought he was so cool and, you know, just a great mentor to me, he showed up in a Volkswagen Bug every day to work. And half the time it'd be broken down or having some type of problem. I got asked a new question that completely changed my life. And I want to ask you this question right now. And I hope that you will put this into practice in everything you do in your life. And that question isn't, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's, what do you want your life to be like? And this is what I teach my children. You know, I don't say, hey, do you want to be a lawyer? Or you want to be a doctor? Or you want to, no, I say, what do you want your days to be like? What kind of home do you want to live in? Do you want to have time freedom? Do you want to be able to travel the world? Do you like, you know, nice cars, nice things? None of those things are bad. The worship of those things are bad, right? But having those goals and making it happen is a great endeavor. That journey is so powerful for each one of us to give it our best, give it our all, put our entire hearts into something in a worthwhile goal. Now, if you're in a company right now that is, you know, maybe not doing things the way they should, maybe it's not even legal, or you know, maybe there's a potential that people could lose money or get hurt, change the company you're in. Because I'm telling you right now, life is not about money. Life is about experiences. Life is about creating memories. Life is about living. Living. It's not about having. And so when you focus on living, you'll understand that some of the most important things that we can do to live a better life is to learn to give, not get. And as we learn to give, and in this incredible industry, it's one of the things I love about what we do. Think about this. If you sign up on the person that sponsored you on their team, and then the people that are above them, just for an auto ship every month, or just for some product that you're buying every month, you get almost free access to people that are doing what you want to do. I love that concept where we're constantly reaching down, helping others excel, helping others grow their thinking, telling other people that we believe in them, that they can do this. Now, one of the things I focus on is I never say that to someone unless I believe it, right? Unless I believe it. Now, I've told some people before, hey, I don't think this is going to work for you. This might not be the thing for you, because that's what happened to me. You remember when I said that after 2 years or a year and a half, I'd never made more than $800? My mentor in upline went to lunch with me and sat me down. And I said, hey, what am I doing wrong? And he told me, Josh, you are doing everything wrong. Could you imagine having your upline, your sponsor, your mentor? At the time, he was making about $200,000 a month in income. And he looks at me and he says, you're doing everything wrong. In fact, I wanted to go to lunch with you today because I can't watch you. You're too sharp. I think you need to go do something else. I don't think network marketing is for you. Whew. Can you imagine someone you look up to being that honest and telling you? And it could have blown me out. It could have made me, had I allowed it, quit the business and not have the type of life that we have today. Today, I'm able to travel anytime I want. I've got kids in multiple states going to college or doing different things. And I've built a life around my family and around things that I want to do. But remember, to be able to get that, you've got to do the things that maybe you aren't doing right now. And it comes down to so many simple things, defining your why. These are the things that I think are interesting that people skip a lot because they're not scary, and maybe it can be. Maybe your why is so big that it scares you. And that's great. They say that you should have a why that makes you cry. For me, I thought I was thinking big. I thought I had big dreams. And then recently, we went through a change and joined a new company. And, I met the owners of that company, and they had just purchased recently, or not too long ago, 100-acre island, and I'm looking at this, and it wasn't just the island. It wasn't just, the ranch that they had. It wasn't all of the things that they had. It was the fact that they purchased these things to give themselves, their family, their friends, and their business partners an experience that would increase their dream or their vision for their life. Imagine. See, I don't think our job in network marketing is to go sell a product. I teach people all the time. We don't sell, we don't convince, we don't explain. We just share, right? So in this industry, imagine having the ability where we are not going out and just teaching people how to move product and move volume. See, I believe, I look at someone like Jessie Lee Ward, who's built an incredible team. I just saw a post that she did that her team, I think they're in their third or fourth year with the company they're in, has already done $7 million in volume for the month. And they've only been with that company for 3 or 4 years. I mean, that is incredible. Way to go, by the way, Jessie Lee and your incredible team. But I want you to think about this. Is it cool that they did that much volume? Or is it cooler or more impressive how many dreams that $7 million in volume represents? How many people showed up and said, I believe again. I'm going to dream again. Getting emotional, right? I can see it. I thought I couldn't do it with my job and with my situation and even my parents and my, spouse and my family. No one believed in me, but now I'm with a group of people that believe in me, that believe I can go do this. How special, how amazing is it that is what we get to do? We get to go, you just think of a key, right? It's your key. I'm looking at you right now, every single one of you out there. And I want to turn your key on, on, on. Everybody, go and turn people on. Wake them back up. Help them dream again. And I'm telling you, if you are not reading, studying your why and your goals, you need a 30, 60, 90-day goal, 6-month goal. I focus on shorter term goals. My why and my vision is big, but my plan on how I'm going to get there is not. And I want to tell you a couple of quick things here before I end. You know, one of the people that a lot of us have heard of in the industry, a guy named Dexter Yeager, really one of the first big dreamers, one of the people I would say in our entire industry that saw this really big, right? And how big this could be. But one of the quotes that I heard from him one time was, if you will be the toughest boss you've ever had, you'll be the wealthiest employee you've ever had. And I remember that every day, you know, when I don't want to get up, when I'm tired, when I've got phone calls I need to make and I don't want to do them, you know, I focus on that why and that dream, but I also remember the people out there that are believing in us, that are trusting us. And I ask myself the question all the time, with my activity today, with my daily action plan that I executed on today, would I want me as an upline? And also, would I be excited about sponsoring me into my own team? Sometimes we just need to look ourselves in the mirror. We need to look ourselves in the eyes. We need to tell ourselves we believe in ourselves again. And I will promise you that as your belief grows, as your faith grows, the law of attraction will start to work for you. You'll start to attract amazing people. Does it mean you're going to be rich overnight? No. Does it mean that everything's going to change overnight? I don't know what your journey is going to be. And I can't promise you that if you start putting this into practice, that everything's going to be easy and that everything's going to happen immediately. But what I can promise you, back to that first quote that I shared, that riches begin in the form of thought. The amount is limited only by the person in whose mind the thought is put into motion. Faith, folks, faith, my friends, removes limitations. And I can tell you right now, there's people on your team that don't believe in themselves anymore, that don't see what maybe you see. And what our job is in this incredible industry, the best thing we can do is go be a positive influence in other people's lives. You heard Rob Sperry talking about how to meet cold people, turn them into a relationship, get them to buy something from you. Don't leave it there. Don't just get people to buy. Don't just sign people up. Build relationships with people. Build people. Even customers of mine, even people that haven't signed up in the business. I'll spend some time each month going after a different group of customers that I've signed up and just reaching out to them and seeing how they're doing, and not just asking them, about how they like the product or how they're enjoying whatever, or if there's any customer service issues. No, I'll say, hey, I noticed, one of your kids just had a birthday. That seems so cool. Tell me, how many kids do you have, right? And I do things to start to build relationships with people. Now, everything we do, some of you, the last thing I want to share with you, some of you have a hard time with what I just said because you think that you're doing it just to get the person in the business, and you are a good person and you don't want to do something that seems sleazy or seems inauthentic. And I want to bring you back. What if, and I want to share one final story. Some of you have heard this before. It was in a Stephen Covey book. A lot of people have told it, but I love the story of the old man walking down the beach, and off in the distance, he sees a young boy, and the young boy's picking something up off the beach, and he's throwing it back out into the ocean. And finally, as he gets closer, he realizes that the young boy is picking up starfish, and he's throwing the starfish back into the ocean. And he goes up to the young boy and he says, "Hey, young boy, why are you doing that?" And the young boy said, "Because, I want to help him. I want to get him back out there." And the old man says, "Yeah, but there's so many of them. You can't even begin to make a difference." And the young boy looks up at the old man, and he reaches down and he picks up another starfish, and he rears back and he throws it as hard as he can back out into the ocean. And he looks at the old man and he said, "I might not be able to save every one of these starfish, but for that one, I just made a difference." Let's go out and make a difference, you guys. What's your why? What are your goals? What's your list? Who are you pouring into? Who are you believing in? Who are you helping to become more? I'm so excited for this journey that we're all on together. It's all about growth. It's all about continuing to excel. And I'm really excited that I was asked to speak at this event. I can't tell you, some of you may be brand new. Maybe this is your first event that you're ever watching. And I want to look right into your eyes, if I could see you right now, and just tell you, you matter. You matter. You're important. The people that are around you need you to go do this big, to dream bigger, to believe bigger. They need you to be who you were born to be. And that's completely up to you, whether you're going to do it or not, which is so powerful. So thank you so much for having me on. Really honored to be here. And I hope to meet some of you around the world. We're in different companies, but I love interacting with many of you, as I travel, and, we get to speak at different events or things. And I can't wait to travel again. I can't wait to get out there and see so many of you. But here's my last question for you as we end today. What do you want your life to be like? And if you're not living the life that you want to be living right now, it all starts with your why. It all starts with your goals. It all starts with your list, and then the daily action plan that you're going to take and start doing something every single day. And if you'll be the toughest boss you've ever had, and you start doing daily activity, just like your job, right? Most of you, maybe you have a job. Imagine going to your boss after not going to work for an entire month and saying, "Hey, I need my paycheck." And you haven't shown up for an entire month. What is your boss going to say? And unfortunately, a lot of us have built our businesses that way in the past. We've built our businesses in a way where where we don't show up every day. And I want you to picture this. Can you picture your team growing around the world? Can you picture, even maybe you only have 2 people right now? Can you picture that turning into 10? And can you picture that turning into 100? It's what I love about this industry is if I go get 10 people and then help them get 10 each, and obviously those numbers don't always work out, but if I get 10, they get 10, that's 100. If I help those 10 go get 10, that's 1,000. I help all of them go get 10, that's 10,000. Do you see it? Can you believe it? Can you see arenas in your team filling up? Can you see you doing Zooms or lives like this? I saw, Jessie Lou Ward again doing just a team event. And I saw that she said that there was like 35,000 views just in her team, right? Can you think back to when someone like that got started and didn't know for sure that it was going to work, didn't know for sure how big it was going to get. But it was that seed, that thought that was planted, that now, because of the activity that they've taken, the action that they've taken based on their faith, showing God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, showing and proving that they believe that they matter, that they believe that it can happen for them. And so those daily actions that scare us sometimes, those are the signals, those are the signs that we need to show to be able to receive and get the harvest that we want to have. So thank you so much for having me. I think I'm right at my time. You guys, this is a great event, and it's been an honor to be able to speak here with you today.
Yeah, and we also thank you for everything that you have shared to us, Mr. Joshua. And of course, we hope that we can see you physically in the next Asian Networkers and Convention Expo.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you so much and have a great day ahead.